We have our vertical column side stretch. All this is affecting the outside hand and the outside leg. The outside leg is grounded, foot should be flat on the floor. Reaching over top, have a long, pretty bow. Top hand, thumb down. We're going to go ahead and cross the inside leg over, taking weight off of it. Really concentrate on just allowing this natural motion of the body weight to push the hip out, so thus we stretch that functional lateral line from the top of the elbow all the way down through that armpit, through the lat, through those obliques, all the way down into that glute medius and the side of that hip, working all the way down to the bottom of that outside foot. Same exact procedure on the opposite side. Now, really active in terms of pulling yourself back up. So when you decide you've had enough of this, we're going to go ahead and gently pull yourself up. So use your top arm and gently activate that lat, thus pulling the head of the humerus back into the cycle. Especially if we're worried about protecting the shoulder girdle, we want to maintain not only in the physiological basis, but also the psychological basis of drawing the head of the humerus back into its socket. We want to go for about 4 to 6 seconds. Now keep in mind, the only difference on this one is there is a myriad of ranges of motion that we can accomplish in terms of stretching. So she can tilt her hips back, and she could really think about opening up all of that posterior back musculature through that QL and gently tilt it forward. So open up your chest forward, big broad chest, and you'll really start to pull into that iliopsoas, into those obliques, anything that you can possibly stretch as long as we maintain neuromuscular control. Again, it's about 4 to 6 seconds, and then actively pull yourself back up. 4 rounds apiece on each. We've got a 90-90 stretch. What we're looking for is that anterior portion of that chest. Anytime our athletes exhibit a significant amount of upper cross syndrome, what we want to try to do is keep the head of the humerus rolled back into its socket and gently pressing forward from the torso. Not really trying to torque the arm and the shoulder as much, but more importantly, gently leaning forward and gently rotating that torso. It's about 4 to 6 seconds, and then actively use that same musculature that you're stretching to push yourself back off, and then we're going to go ahead and lean back into that sucker again. So actively trying to go for about 4 to 6 seconds, pressing that forward, trying to be relaxed through the elbow, and we want to roughly keep it right around that 90-degree range. It can be slightly above or slightly below. Oftentimes we recommend that the athletes do adjust that. And we should be about 90-degree elbow flexion, relax through the fingertips. Fingertips should be long and extended. All right, we've got it partnered up, but you can do the same exact thing on a wall. It helps if a partner does this, especially for new people, because it's very difficult to get this feeling. What we're looking for is that brachial stretch all the way down that front portion of the arm. Now, once we establish this position, Maggie's slowly going to turn her head to the left, big broad chest, and slowly rotate your left shoulder blade back, thus establishing a stretch all the way through the tips of those fingers. Try to stay relaxed. Don't elevate from the upper traps. Craig can check and make sure that she's not shrugging her shoulders. We're going to be on both shoulders, in particular that right one as well. Smoothly try to judo chop them, because if they are there, they will pass out, or you can Vulcan death grip them. We're going to hold that for about 4 to 6 seconds, and then she's going to slowly release. Turn your head back to your right. Release tension off of it, pulling your left shoulder off, and then try to do it again. Smoothly rotate to the left. Look over your left shoulder blade, but really concentrate on pulling with your left shoulder blade to pull you around, as opposed to just turning your whole body. The whole time that right shoulder blade is completely relaxed, loosey-goosey. When the athlete is done with this, 4 to 6 seconds, if they're comfortable, our veterans will move over. You want to try to take that same feeling, Maggie, and let's put you over here on that vertical column, and then you try to do the exact same thing. Set it up the same exact way. Obviously, you have to play around with your foot position, and smoothly make sure you're at the tips of the fingers so that it feels exactly the same as when you had a partner.